All right.
For
Cool.
sure.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of do like a little intro. And
sure.
everything,
Go ahead, do your thing,
whatever.
bro.
All right. All right. All right. All right. How y'all doing? It's the House of Wisdom podcast with me, myself, Alexander, Alex Spencer, Alex, however you want to call me. And I have a guest right here. It's Fortune.
Hey, how you
It's my
doing,
guy.
everybody? Should I get my full name too?
However you wanna.
Well, yeah. My name is Fortune on UNE. Can I do my like social media?
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Okay, for
Do
sure.
your thing.
Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Actually, every social media I have is the same, so you can find me at 8asfortune with 2 Y's.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you'll see that that basketball video.
Yeah.
Got that woman. All right.
Cap.
Not cap. All right. So today we're just gonna be chopping it up. Just gonna be talking about different things. I mean, mainly revolving Christianity. Obviously, y'all know me. Y'all know mine. You know how I get down. So I think we'll just kind of start off with just some background stuff with you, like how you grew up, and then what are your thoughts and like what got you to where you're at now, and then yeah, we'll kind of just let the conversation flow from that.
Okay, so I was born in Houston, Texas, and I grew up in a I had a good upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Had both of my parents. I'm African American, like literally African American. Like I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
I'm Igbo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what that means.
So yeah, that's like from the tribe I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah,
got
Igbo,
you.
Yoruba. You never heard of them?
No, I haven't.
Seriously, those are like the main ones. Like
Heard.
everybody knows those at least. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, my parents introduced me to Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Growing
Yeah.
up, they grew up Christian,
Yeah.
and growing up, I would say that I never really understood it. I just, went with them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody as a kid that grew up Christian, like your parents say go to church, you go to church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You learn, and then you know what I'm saying. You get. You know what I'm saying? You just go as a kid and you learn and stuff like that. So I was part of the kids room or like the youth. You know what I'm saying? The youth group. Never joined the choir. I can't sing. Excuse me. But yeah. But like yeah, going to church. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I would say like. One thing about church that was really good was just being part of the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually get you involved with the church, like doing plays, singing songs.
I used to do stuff like that.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, like it was actually fun. Like church was fun for me growing up. But how like when I was like around, I would say when I got around like seventh grade, I think he was like 13, 14, I think.
Yeah.
That's when I I was like, oh, I really want to know about Jesus Christ, and you know what I'm saying? And so I actually asked the youth pastor, and I did my own little Bible study, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I would watch YouTube videos, I would watch I would watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, and yeah, I would also that's what I'm saying. I would also like read my Bible every day. I would read 2 pages a day.
Yeah.
That's what I was, you know what I'm saying, as I was going in as a young kid, I was like, okay, read my Bible and don't sin. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like that's kind of how I was moving as a kid. And then like as I think after 7th grade, I kind of start to like lose my faith in a sense. I would say I wasn't around the people that encouraged me. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't have people around me that like encouraged me to like, you know what I'm saying, stay. You feel me? I also have like siblings too. They were also part of Christianity, but they weren't really like, strong in it like how I was. You feel me? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? When you hang around with people that are not really about it, you feel me? You ain't really finna be about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to hang around people that are about it, so you can stay in it. You feel me? So yeah. So I got older and. Yeah, like throughout my whole high school career, I just didn't, you know what I'm saying, really, once I was done, because I finished reading the Bible, like two pages a day. Yeah. That's what I would do, read 2 pages a day, and then, pray, and then, go about my day. I did that for like, I think my whole 7th grade year, and I think it kind of also led to my 8th grade year, and then I was done, you know what I'm saying? And then like, I just never opened my Bible or, you know what I'm saying, like done anything that, a Christian would do. Again, you feel me? But then, I graduated high school, and then I think around like my I would say like my second year in being an adult or third year in being an adult, I came back into it. Like it was actually crazy because I felt like God called me to come back. You know what I'm saying? I remember the month. It was October. Around October, I just remember like this was around the time where like the red pill, bro, like the red pill videos.
Oh,
I used to watch those like crazy. I used to love those videos for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I wasn't like really like I didn't agree with everything they said, but there were some things that I was like, okay, like, yeah, fresh and fit. One dude I really messed with was Sneeko. So I used to, bro, you know, it's crazy because everybody was all like, the switch up he did was terrible. But I love the switch. And then like, I feel like what he was talking about was cool and like, it really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Really cool. But then it got to a point where like, around the time where, I'd say, it was kind of dying down a little bit. But there was Fresh and Fit was talking about how men should get a vasectomy at a young age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, there's no way like they're saying that men should get a vasectomy just to be a high value man or to get to be in a position like that you want to be. You don't have to get a vasectomy to do that. I was like, that's crazy. So that's where I kind of like pulled back from that, and then just thinking about life and just being like, bro, like literally before I even got into it for real. And Christianity, for real, like I was thinking to myself, I was like, bro, like what is life? Like there's more to life than just, like partying, going to clubs, like sleeping with women, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm just gonna go back and just, go to church. So the way I got into this church was because at the time I met this one girl at the gym, you know what I'm saying? I was working out. Girl look good. You approach her. You know what I'm saying? Spit a few game. You feel me? And then she introduced me to her church, and I was like, at the time I was like, but I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? She looked good, so I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That was my only motivation to go into church at the time. I was like, she looked good. I'm gonna do it.
Hey.
So,
hey.
I don't want to lie here. I'm being honest. So yeah. So she introduced me to her church, and she introduced me to Bible study. You know what I'm saying? They had Bible study every Monday. So she was like, oh, come to one of my Bible studies on Mondays. I was like, oh, shoot, sure. So, I went for her. And then as I went, that one Bible study I went to, the first Bible study I went to in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Last time I went to a Bible study, I was like 10, you know what I'm saying? Like my old church. So, excuse me. So, yeah. So, I go to that one Bible study, and then boom, like, it's like God like tapped me on my shoulder and was like, hey, come back to me. Yeah. And ever since then, like I just never went back. Like just trying to find what Christianity is about, or just what God is about, most importantly, because coming into it, I feel like so many people believe like the wrong, like I feel like people show people the wrong how I say gospel, or like the wrong what God is really about. Mm-hmm. So so I was just doing my own research and trying to find out like what is the meaning of being a Christian? What is the meaning of being God's child? And I've done my research. I've you know what I'm saying, searched, asked questions, asked my pastor, asked my friend, because out of all my friends, I only have one friend that is literally about it. Like I can ask him, excuse me, I can ask him about like Christianity and just about the Bible if I have any questions about it. You know what I'm saying? I only have one friend. So like I would just, do my own research and also ask him. And then, I came upon my understanding of what Christianity is and what God is. So, and it's crazy because like when I find that out, I cried. Yeah. Like literally, like I cried. I was like, bro, this is insane. Like what God did for me. Mm-hmm. Like all he did is died for me. And by that, like I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm perfect in his eyes. Like I'm with him. Like that's crazy. Like it's actually insane. Like, and then I feel like people look past John 3:16, like it's really nothing. Like, bro, like it says, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Like,
yes, sir.
what? Like, that's why every day, like when days are bad or when days are, it don't matter. Like, I always thank God for what he did on the cross for me, because without what he did, I wouldn't have everlasting life. I wouldn't be with him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's just how my story went about, you know, coming back into the Christianity, you know what I'm saying? Just coming back to God, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's just how it went down. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, like what you said about the like the wrong gospel, it's so easy to kind of slide into like the different like thoughts or beliefs and all this kind of stuff, because like the Bible's not a hard book to understand, but at the same time, like it's a hard book to understand. You know, it's how to like put your mind in that time period and really understand, or even think about like context, or like we would people like mythologize it or mythologize.
Yeah, mythologize.
Yeah. Whatever that word is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like, and it kind of makes it like a fantasy type, you know, and it's hard to ground it in reality. But yeah,
I feel like like that's another thing too, and I feel like that's why I feel like that's why like people end up making like the church like a bad environment. You know what I'm saying?
Because like, video,
bro. Yeah, like
that was so
that
funny,
video was insane. Like
it was so funny,
and like I like it's so crazy how like the people that like are in those type of churches are like saying mad. It's not like that.
Yeah, bro.
It's insane.
They were mad.
Like, bro, like that's insane. But
close them doors,
bro. You know,
close them doors.
That stuff is hilarious, bro. Like the close the doors is insane. Like my pastor did that just for fun. Like it was just a joke. But I was dying. Like, bro, oh my gosh. Like only the people that like I feel like only like our generation would know what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's
like
crazy.
The uncles and aunties ain't gonna know that. Yeah, they're just gonna be like, what? What are you talking about? Close them doors.
Yeah, like I feel like ever since I seen that video, I've been getting more and more like videos or seeing more and more videos about like those type of things. I'm just like, dude, like outside looking in, like I can obviously tell like this has nothing to do with Jesus whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, they're talking about money.
Yeah, they're talking about money. Yeah, like, and that's another thing.
So this, get that.
And that's the thing about, cause like, okay, for New Year's, I don't know if everybody's traditions to like go to church on New Year's and just, you know, do the crossing over. That's what we call it, you know, to the New Year. So like me as, like I said, I'm Nigerian. So like we would, every time on New Year's Eve, we would go to church at like around like 10, you know what I'm saying? Stay there until 12, you know what I'm saying? And say Happy New Year's, you feel me? But while, you know, the New Year's is coming in, we'll do praise and worship, mostly praise. We'll sing praise music. We'll be singing our hearts out, and then the pastor would be like, 5, 4, 3, and then Happy New, you know what I'm saying? And everybody go wild, everybody start hugging each other, you feel me? Just like that's what we would do for New Year's. But like just because I'm talking about the topic about you saying how you said people just talk about money and this and that. I feel like people tend to just, because literally crossover is pretty much like what the pastors would always pray about is just, God, for this new year, my business will flourish. You know what I'm saying? My business, I'll be making more money. I'll be making more money. This like for example, 2026. Instead of me making $20,000, I'll make $1 million. Like I feel like people misconstrues. I hope I'm saying it right. Misconstrues the whole what God really is. Like you feel me? And I feel like coming into like I said, coming back to God. I understand that like there will be ups and downs. There's not gonna always be clear weathers. There will definitely be storms.
Right now, for sure.
But I feel like the church just makes it seem as if like God finna like he a genie or something.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like
see, and like my thing is that like asking God for like money or health, like this stuff, like that's not a problem, right?
There's no problem with that.
But I think it's like when you get to the point where it's like that's all you're asking about.
That's
like
insane.
I haven't prayed in 6 months, but man, God, can you give me this Lambo?
Lambo's insane.
I saw it on Insta, man. I need that. I need that.
No, I feel you, bro. Like that's what people tend to do, and that's actually insane. I feel like you can even use it as like, for example, like, imagine you being like a father. You know what I'm saying? And like your kid only comes to you about money. You're like, dang, like bro,
You don't love me?
You don't love me, like, bro, like you know what I'm saying? We can play basketball together. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, only money. But yeah, like that's actually, I feel you though. Like that's actually insane. Like that people do that. But I just feel like that's why it's like when it comes to finding your understanding about what God is, I feel like you would know, you know, God is more than that, and like you will learn, like like you said, there's nothing wrong with asking. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with asking. Like I asked God for a Lambo a few times.
I need that. I need that.
Yeah, but I just feel like, like you said, like you just, that's all you ask for? Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's actually insane.
Yeah. Yeah, like so I'll kind of talk a little bit about how I even kind of got to, you know, this point. Like, I mean, I grew up, like, my grandma was a deacon in a church.
Oh, wow. So you kind of, like, grew up in the church?
Yeah, like, kind of in, like, a weird way. In a weird way, because my grandma was a deacon, right? Then my mom fell away, but she was always in the church, but my mom fell away a little bit. Yeah. And then, obviously, us being her kids, like, we would go to church kind of sometimes, especially when my grandma was alive. When my grandma passed away.
Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah. She, we definitely kind of drifted away a little bit. But it was always something, like, I always felt like there was something there. For some reason, like, I don't know, like, because I remember, so my favorite movie of all time is probably The Passion of the Christ. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know.
Bro.
It's on Netflix. It sounds familiar, though.
Bro, it's on Netflix. Bro, like, that's probably in my opinion, greatest movie of all time. But I think it's because it's like the story of Jesus, but not the whole story, literally just, like, the Garden of Gethsemane, whatever. Yeah. Up to... the opening of the tomb, right? So that's literally like the whole timeline of the movie. So it's literally just like the 3 days or however long.
My fault. You feel like this is like legit? Because, you know, they be making so many movies about, like, you know what I'm saying?
It is like, even hearing Mel Gibson, he's like the director of the movie, even hearing him, or is he the actor? I don't remember. But hear the guy who's the director of the movie talk about it. Like, you know. Like he knows the gospel. Like, he knows what's up.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Yeah, okay, that's fire.
Even hearing him talk about, because there's another movie coming out called The Resurrection, which is obviously like right after. It's like the sequel. Same director and everything. But yeah, so it's Mel Gibson. He's the director. So I watched that movie when I was like 5 years old. Mind you, like, this is a rated R movie. And, like, it shows, like, Jesus getting flogged with, like, the cat nines and everything like that. So, like, the scratches on the back. It's, like, super gory. Like, the nails. Like, they show everything.
That's fire.
So, I'm watching this movie. I'm, like, 5 years old watching this movie.
Oh, wow.
Or, like, 5 to 7. And, like, I, like, watched this movie, and I just felt something. I was like, this is crazy. Like, Jesus did this. Like, Jesus died for us. Yeah. And so, like... literally right after I tried to, like, put on, like, a play and I reenacted the whole whole movie.
For, like, at your church or the school?
Nah, like, in my neighborhood.
In your neighborhood? That's
like,
fire.
I got a bunch of kids together. I was like, okay, we're going to do the Jesus movie and did the whole thing. I mean, I was an arrogant little child, so I played Jesus, of course.
Born and raised in Houston?
Yeah. I was born in, like, Humble, and then, like, I lived in, like, Humble for a couple of years, and I moved to Spring. Spring is where I did, like, the play and everything. That was the neighborhood I was in.
Oh, wow.
Sun
That's
Prairie.
Fire.
For anybody that knows.
When you said that, like, the image that comes to my head is, like, a cul-de-sac.
Nah, it wasn't.
That's what I'm thinking. And you're like, oh, yeah, let's get all the neighbors.
Yeah, it wasn't in a cul-de-sac. It was in, like, I can't even describe it. It was, like, there was two sides, right? So you had, like, a gated side, and you had, like, the non-gated side. And then, like, down at the end of the street, there was kind of like a bayou kind of thing. Yeah. And, like, there was, like, the red and white signs where it was, like, the road was, like, blocked off or whatever. And it was, like just an open area there. So, like, it was always kids, like, always playing around and stuff. But I got them all together. We had, like, 15 characters. And, like, I came up with, like, a whole script. Had, like, sheets. We created, like, a red cross. And I was, like, carrying... I have a picture of my aunt sent me of me carrying a cross down the street. It's like a red cross. And I'm wearing, like, a blue shirt. That's crazy. And, yeah, so... I was like 7.
You're 7?
Yeah, like 7, 8 years old, somewhere in there.
When I was 7, bro, I was worried about playing games. Like, I don't know, no play.
Yeah, so that definitely, like, sparked something. And then like growing up, obviously like this is don't do this. I'm like fourth grade and I'm going through like a crisis in life in general. And I like bring my Bible to school every day and I would like preach. I was really just like
That's fire, bro.
I was kind of hate preaching a little bit, low key. But like I bring my Bible and I'm like reading it and I'm telling people and all this kind of stuff.
That's fire.
But it was more bad than good, right? But there is good in it because you know obviously there's something happening.
Something happening, yeah.
And then like I just keep going through life or whatever. I'm going to church. I wouldn't say I was a Christian for real, maybe. But I think it really sparked whenever I graduated high school, and I'm just at like the lowest point just in general, life wise.
Yeah.
And I meet my best friend Jason. Like I've known him since I was like maybe like 14, 15 years old. So his family's Christian. They go to church. They go to like Bible studies. They're like very studied in this stuff, you know. And like his dad would like teach like a theology class or like one of the Bible study classes. So like they know what they're talking about, right? And I used to hang out with their family all the time because their family was like different from being in my family. Because when I was my family, like we didn't really hang out. We didn't really talk to each other too much. Like sometimes, but like Jason's family, like their dynamic, their energy in like their house was like different. It was like comforting. It felt like home. Like everybody hanged out. They didn't really play on the phone too much. Like they didn't even have phones, and or at least some of them, and they were all homeschooled. So like they had pianos, Lego, like they had board games, Legos, all kinds of stuff. Like you go in this house and you're Nerf gun fighting the whole day, or you're playing Legos the whole day, or you're like doing all kinds of different stuff. Like every single day you go over there, it was like always something. We play basketball in the driveway. So like their house was fire, and being in their house, like I felt like I was like part of their family, and their dynamic was crazy. So, you know, kind of being like I really love like being at their house, right? I really like now looking back, I really think that's kind of like that comforting, like the spirit of like Jesus was just in their house, like the Holy Spirit just God was just in their house, like you could just feel it. So yeah, I'm like hanging out with them all the time, and I know them. So even once I graduated high school, like I graduated like 17. Like I'm like 18, 19 maybe, and I'm like working at UPS. Hated it so much. I'm up at 4 a.m. or I'm up at like 2 a.m. every day, going to lift boxes for like 5-6 hours, tired, sweating, don't know what I'm doing with my life, and existential dread. Like I'm in a midlife crisis at the age of like 19 years old. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I like graduated 2 years ago, and like I went to college like twice. I kind of dropped out, kind of like I finished semester and didn't go back. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And it was just one night where I was just like, like I don't know anymore. Low key, like I don't even know what I'm doing right now. And I like prayed. I haven't prayed probably in a very long time. And I like prayed, and then the next day, Jason, he like invited me to his church. So I go to his church, right? I go to like the Bible study class. Now, originally, we go to a Bible study class. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, they're talking about so many different things. I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm just sitting here like,
just
like this is boring. Like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm listening to. But I keep going to the church, obviously, because I like hanging out with his family. I started hanging out with his family again more, even more than I was before. And yeah, we're like hanging out. And then they invite me to this thing called RUF at U of H. It's like Reformed University Fellowship. And it's basically like a Christian community, you know, in a college. It's kind of like a group. They have like a campus minister, Brooks. That was the guy in the other video. That's how I know him. So they invite me to that, and I go. I listen. Same kind of energy in this group, like comforting, welcoming, and it's just like, it just feels like home. Like I'm not being judged. You know, I didn't grow up with like the best friends. I didn't grow up with, you know, the greatest environments around me. So I low-key was kind of a little like antisocial, right? Socially anxious, and like always worried about, oh, what are these people thinking about me? Or, you know, all this kind of stuff, second guessing myself, everything. And I just didn't really fit in. So, you know, I get into like these environments, Jason's house, and then, you know, this community where it's like everybody's just loving on each other and like everybody just like you just feel like at home, you know? So I get heavily involved, crazy. And I'm with them for like a year. And I would say like this is where like the Christian journey started because like again, I think I like ran into the Spirit of God in these places.
Yeah.
And I, like that really just shifted me. Right. So now he's with me and he's like slowly bringing me along. And then I think where I really got to wanting to be like a theologian, pastor, teacher is when I like get into a car accident like maybe 3-4 years ago or something like that and totaled my car. I'm still a UPS, right? But I totaled my car and then now I can't go to RUF anymore, right? So I think I definitely started to just attach to being part of RUF. Like it was like everything to me. Like every single day I'm there, I'm doing stuff. Like I'm heavily involved. I'm on the servant team. I'm singing at the worship. I'm part of the worship team. I'm one of the people that brings people in. I was doing like kind of like apologetic stuff. Not really, but like they have like a, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but basically when you talk to other religions and we have like a conference thing, like I did a couple things on the panel there where I was like representing Christianity and I'm talking whatever. So I'm like heavily involved. Then I get into this car accident and then like now I can't go to RUF anymore. And I just feel stuck. Like, I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is around like December. So if anybody knows UPS, they have like a it's kind of like a helper kind of thing. It's like you're a helper during the busy season on the brown trucks. So I would go to the warehouse and then I would go to this location, meet up with the driver, and I would help him out. So I go to the warehouse, 2 a.m., get off. I would Uber to the warehouse, 2 a.m., get off, and then Uber to this donut shop, right? This donut shop, that's where I would wait for my driver. I'd be there for like 2 hours, and then my driver would pull up at like at 11, and then I'd get in with my driver. We drive around, deliver packages to maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock. He drops me back off at the donut shop, and I would Uber home, right? And I was doing that for like a month straight. And then one day, I had a bunch of different drivers, but one day I got this new driver. His name was Wilson. And I get in this thing, and we're just talking, and he just asked me a question, right? And he was like, "Are you a Christian?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah." And he was like, "Okay, nice, yeah, because I'm a Christian. I'm a pastor." Or he was going to seminary school. I'm going to be a pastor, so I'm going to be talking about Jesus. I'm going to be talking about God. And, you know, if you got a problem with that, like, you can't be in this truck. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, no problem here, right? And I was telling him about RUF, the community group I'm part of, whatever. For some reason, he was just like, "Have you ever read the Bible all the way through?" I was like, "Nah, like I know the stories and blah, 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 whatever, like growing up, whatever. But nah, like I've never read all the way through." He was like, "Oh yeah, you should." And I'm like, that was it. That was the only conversation we had, like that day. So then next couple of weeks, like that's just replaying in my head, like reading the Bible all the way through. Like that's just something that I'm just thinking about. So again, I just picked up the Bible. I started from Genesis, and then the next like 4-5 months where I'm literally like stuck. I can't, do it. It was really like 3 months because it was during the holiday season. I Ubered to this donut shop. I'd have my Bible, my notebook, a backpack, and I would be reading, taking notes, and I would listen to this podcast called Unlocking the Bible by David Pawson, right? He was a Christian minister from England, like 1960s or 1980s, something like that. So I would listen to that, read, especially if I didn't understand, right? Because I think I started reading, before I started listening to the podcast, I read all the way up to Leviticus, right? Because Genesis, very simple to read. Exodus, very simple to read. Leviticus, jeez, bro. Leviticus is crazy. Because they have all these laws and all these different things, and obviously, like, I don't understand because I live in the 21st century where there's none of this stuff, like, I don't know what any of this means. Like, and it's a bore.
Was you reading King James version?
I was using. I was reading
King James.
It was the kid King James version book.
I feel you, bro. King James is just hard to read. That's why, because even my pastor talks about it. He's like, I ain't gonna lie, don't use NIV. And like don't use King James because we know you can't understand it.
But that's just what I was reading at the time, and so I'm just going through Leviticus, like, all right, bro, like I'm just reading. I don't even understand what I'm reading right now. So then I tried to find like a commentary or a podcast so I could listen to and help understand. And then I found the David Pawson. So then I go back to Genesis. I listen to the David Pawson podcast. Then I would go read it, and that would be my thing. Yeah. But I'd listen to the podcast and then I go read. So I was doing this for like 3 months. Finished the entire Bible because I was just reading from when I'd get up to go to UPS, have the podcast playing, and then I'd turn on the audio for the Bible all the way through while I'm working, just listening to the Bible, whatever. And I would get off, go to the donut shop, same thing, be listening, writing, taking notes, blah, blah, blah. And then every single day until I went to sleep. So it could be like I would go to sleep maybe like 9 p.m. So from like 2 a.m. to 9 p.m., I'm just Bible podcast, like every day for like months, 3-4 months. And then I finished the whole book and got a whole new perspective on literally like everything because before I started doing that, like before I get into a car accident, I definitely start to question my beliefs, like especially when I got into I started doing like the apologetic stuff where I was in my ministry when I was talking to the different religions and RUF, like they're asking some question. I was like, I don't even know. Like that is a good question. Like, is Jesus God? Like, does he claim to be God? I don't even know. Like, and there were so many different things that they were saying, and I felt like I was definitely just repeating what I've heard. And like I didn't know though, right? So I started questioning my beliefs, and then on Instagram, my algorithm, Meta, dude, my algorithm, man, like I was just getting like Islam videos and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, is Islam true? Is Christianity? So that's what really got me to start like diving in deep so I can understand and prove Christianity to be true. Yeah. But yeah, so I kept doing that, and then I read through the whole thing, and then got a whole new perspective on like the story, everything, the meaning, and then that like sent me in a whole different direction. I started buying books, listening to different podcasts, listening to different pastors, teachers, and then I really started doing like apologetic stuff with the other religions and having conversation with those people and all that kind of stuff. And then,
Well, guys, so when you mean apologetic, because it's for the people out there that don't know what it means, because I know what it means.
Okay, yeah. So apologetics is defense of faith. So a Christian apologist would be a Christian who defends their faith, right? And this could be like evidence, facts, history, all this kind of stuff. So an apologist is basically just a person who defends their faith, right? So they could be like a Muslim apologist. They have things called like a dawah table, and a dawah table is where they try and convert people to Muslim. Yeah. They'll have like they set up a table, and then you like go to the table and you like talk to them, whatever, like dawah tables. Those are apologists and all that kind of stuff. So there's all kinds of different apologists, which is just the defense of a faith. So that's what apologetics is, like defense of faith. So
no, that's actually insane, bro. Like, and that's another thing. Like God really goes for like the people that are like weak. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Like it's actually crazy, like how all that happened, and then God was all like, "Let's go."
Yeah, he was like, "All right, come on, let's go." Like this is you now. And yeah, I kind of like live it out, through my whole whole life now. Yeah, and it kind of like because I think ever since then, like the way I even think about life, the way I see people, like everything's like changed completely. Yeah. Like it's like radically different. Like I feel like I'm a radically different person now than I was like 3 years ago. By the way, I'm 22 years old, so it's not even like I've gone through a bunch of life experiences and all kinds of like I've done nothing but like work.
And that's another thing why like I would say I'm drawn to you, bro. Because like for example, like when I first met you, you know what I'm saying? And then I saw your videos on TikTok. I was like, oh, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? He was this, well known and well like in tune about the Bible and stuff like that. Like I gotta talk to him. And then just talking to you and like you're 22, it's like, bro, like people your age not moving like that for real. Bro. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that you said you was 19, UPS, you would take your Bible with you and
it was in my
notes,
backpack.
And you would watch podcasts, you know what I'm saying, just to learn the word, you know what I'm saying? And that's fire, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to know, like, how important is it to write notes or like keep notes as you read the Bible, other than just like reading it like it's a regular book and just calling it a day. You feel me?
Yeah, I think it's person based. You know, like I take notes because I guess that's just how I grew up.
Okay.
Like studying. Like I wanted to be a scientist. I really wanted to be a biologist. So like I was really heavily in tune with like chemistry. Loved chemistry. So I really like studying things just in general, like life in general. Like I love science. I loved animals. Like I wanted to be a biologist or marine biologist or, something of that nature.
Yeah.
So like studying, that's always something that I've done, So when it came to like learning the Bible, like all I did was just kind of just translate. It was just just a different subject, And again, like I said, I think it's person based, because some people can just read and then remember it. Some people can just hear it and remember it. Some people need to actually like write it down to remember. So I feel like I'm a mix of like three, like I write it down just to keep copy, just in case I forget. I can go back to it like, oh, okay. Or I'll remember what I wrote down and then that's how I remember. So for some reason, it just helps with my memory to kind of jot things down, real quick. Okay, this is this, blah, 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 blah. So it's like person based.
Yeah, but yeah, that's really cool. I feel like sometimes it's just important to like write notes down when it comes down to like reading the Bible, because it helps you understand. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like also finding a good teacher. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because like you so happen to find that say the dude's name again.
David Paulson.
Yeah. I mean, I watched this one guy on YouTube called the Truth Spiller.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how like what helped me also understand, and also my friend Ebenezer.
Yeah.
I thank God for him, because
Shout out to Ebenezer,
because
man.
like, bro, I'm telling you, it was a whole bunch of it was just a whole back and forth. Like what is how I say it, what is it like being just how I say it, with God, and just being just a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just battling it like back and forth, because I never really knew what the truth was. You know what I'm saying? But then thank God for Ebenezer, and also finding that the one guy on YouTube called Truth Spiller. I was able to do my research, read my Bible, pray about it too. Yeah, that's another thing. Like prayer is strong. Like prayer, I pray every day. Like and that's another thing why I like what you said when you was all like, now that you believe in God and God called you, it's like now your whole life and the way you think is different. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. That happens. Like it's actually insane. Like like before I came to it, it wasn't like I wasn't thinking about God. It was just on my own. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you was talking about how you make yourself a God, because you just go by what you think and what you feel. It's like God is not in the picture, period. Yeah. And that's actually insane that she said that, because it's like, that's what I really go through, bro. It's like now everything I do is I put God first. You know what I'm saying? If it's in God's will, you know what I'm saying? It's for me. Like that's actually fire that you said that, bro. So
so what's crazy is it's not even just like you only think of, yourself, like, or you don't think of God. I think also you think of other people differently. Yeah. Like once you become a Christian,
that's what you said.
It's like you think of other people like they're also a human, and you really take that in. Like, what does that mean? They can make mistakes. Yeah, they're gonna be human, and you kind of love them differently. You kind of love them through their issues versus before, like someone inconvenienced you. You're like, bro, get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
Like, get him out of here. Pack him up.
I feel you.
Like, or like that's why in school like people get bullied and all this kind of stuff because like when you be human,
Yeah.
like everybody's like, oh, look at this guy, he's being a human right now,
Yeah.
bro. Get this guy out of here, So, yeah, but after like once you understand like the Bible and the story and like you become a Christian,
Yeah.
you then think of like the whole world completely differently, and it's like it kind of makes you love people like genuinely, like I can see all your flaws and everything, and like it just makes me want to love you even more, because I'm the same way, like and it's a whole thing.
That's the thing too, is knowing that you are a sinner and that like you are gonna make those mistakes. So you can't really look at other people.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? That's another thing I feel like Christians do is like, like they feel like they're perfect in a sense, where it's like it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you make those mistakes too. And I wanted to ask you like about just sinning in general. I feel like us as Christians, I feel like we take like we think one sin is bigger than the other.
Yeah.
And I feel like you still sinned at the end of the day. So why are you trying to, how I say it, like, because churches kick people out of churches when they find out, like, oh, someone's sleeping with somebody. You feel me? Like, that's like, oh, you got to kick him out the church, kick him out the choir. But like you lie, and let's say you lie and they find out you lie. It's just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just want to know like what you think about that.
Yeah. So I think sin in general, like that's I feel like there's so much like religious trauma kind of behind that word. Like even people say sinner. It's like, oh God, not me. Couldn't be me.
And I feel like that's what people do. It's like
Christian, non-Christian,
it's like
sinner.
It's like sinner. It's like no, that ain't me. I ain't no.
But like literally, like sin is pretty much going against God's design, right? So going against God's design in any way is sin.
Okay.
So when you talk about like the levels of sin and the different implications, like sin has different consequences.
Okay.
Right? Like if I lie to you, right, like it's still a destruction. It's still killing a relationship because I'm withholding the truth from you. There's different levels to it, right?
Yeah.
Like me withholding the truth for you, right? Am I withholding it because I think I'm better than you? Am I withholding it because I think that you don't deserve to know it? Or, right, I'm trying to protect myself, right? So there's many different things in lying, right? But again, I think there's different consequences to different sins, right? So they're all the same in its basic nature, right? It's a destruction and it goes against God's design, right? But I think there are different levels of consequences and implications for all of them, right? So like lying is a different kind of destruction than sleeping with someone or having sex outside of marriage, because that's another kind of destruction. Now, church-wise, I think they should all be held at a basic standard. They should all be held as if they're all the same, right?
Yeah.
I'm a sinner, just like you're a sinner, right? Because I've lied, and you have done whatever you've done.
Yeah.
It's still a sin. But then on a personal level with that person as a pastor, right? We're gonna have a different conversation about their kind of sin and how it affects their life, their thinking, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So on a basic level, church-wise, like, I don't think anybody should be getting kicked out of the church for any sin that they're doing, because again, all sin is sin.
Yeah.
Right. But on another level, as a pastor level, right, it would be a conversation with this person, like, hey, what you're doing, like, you're destroying things, like you're destroying yourself, you're destroying the other person.
Yeah.
By having sex outside of marriage, all this kind of stuff. But that's more of like a personal, but in a public setting, like I think should all be held kind of like to the same standard.
Okay. I feel you. I just feel like we Christians just have to just do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like whatchamacallit, I feel like that's another thing too. What do you think about like God's forgiveness? Is it is it unlimited? Like, will you be forgiven no matter what? Like, what do you think?
I think Jesus only mentions like one sin that's unforgivable, right? And that's blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Obviously, the Holy Spirit is God. So if you're blaspheming God, right? As in you're not listening or you're turning away, you're actively turning away from God. So obviously you can't be forgiven if you're not choosing to want to be forgiven. See what I'm saying? That's the only sin that's like, oh, yeah, you can't be forgiven if you don't want to accept that you need to be forgiven. But everything outside of that, though, like free reign, you know, because you're a human being. You obviously like not only are you a human being, like you don't understand the world at all, and then also like God is up here, so like He sees things that you don't see. He understands things that you don't understand. And, you know, He's forgiving you because He understands that you're a human being and that you're going to make mistakes simply just because of your nature, right? And, yeah, so that's what I think about, like, God's forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like, it is unlimited, but only to those who accept that they need to be forgiven. Because, again, if I feel like I don't need to be forgiven, right? Like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, then how can I be forgiven, right? Forgiven is when forgiveness requires a payment, right? Like when you need to be forgiven, there's a debt that needs to be paid, and obviously the person who's forgiving is the one paying the debt, and that's how it works, right? But if I feel like there's no debt, then how can I, you know, how can someone pay a debt for me that I don't think exists, right?
Okay. And you were saying that how you read books. And like I was telling you before we started this about your book. You have a lot of books. Like, do you you like reading books, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I saw your Instagram and you I posted like a whole bunch of books and stuff like that on the pool table. So I was just wanted you to like keep talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I have so many. So one of the books I use, it's kind of like specifically for work.
Yeah.
It's Lead Like Jesus, right? So how can I lead like Jesus in the workplace? And that's kind of what I use it for, as because of my position. I kind of apply the principles in that book, what it's talking about, and apply it to, you know, my work position, right? So that's that one book that I use for that. And then I have another book. It's just a very small book. It's kind of like a devotional thing. It's like 5-minute prayers for men or something like that. And it's like a quick Bible study thing. Prayers, a bunch of different topics. And I keep that one in my car. And then I have an interlinear Bible. So interlinear Bible is a Bible that has all the languages. So the Old Testament's in Hebrew, New Testament's in Greek, and then the English is on the left side, right? And I kind of read that. So when I do my TikTok videos, that's the book that I read for that. And then I have a New Standard Revision Version Bible, right? So it's a translation. And it's like another giant book, and it's a study Bible. So all of the, you know, like I guess the Bible is kind of at the top, and at the bottom, there's like study notes describing what's happening, giving context, all that kind of stuff. I have that, and I have another Bible that's similar in the study version, the ESV, English Standard Version. Same thing, like the words and stuff of the Bible is up here, and at the bottom they have like the notes, all this kind of stuff. And then I had the King James Version that I was reading when I was at UPS, taking all of my notes. I have that one, which is also a study Bible, but it's a kid study Bible. I don't know why. I think someone got that for me for Christmas when I was younger. And I just always had it. And that was the first Bible like that I thought of. Like I actually physically had, you know, because like I don't know. I just don't really connect when I do like the phone Bible unless I'm like listening to it. But I feel like I connect better and I study better when I'm like reading it physically. And then I feel like I have one more Bible that I'm forgetting. No, I think that's it. I think it's my 4. And then I have it's like a commentary book by Thomas Wright, N.T. Wright. He's a Bible scholar. It's called The New Testament in Its World. And it's like a very giant, thick book about the New Testament in the first century and bringing context to like what are the things going on when it's talking about Paul and all this kind of stuff, right? And how you can make sense of the New Testament, right? Because obviously we live in 2026. and all this stuff happening with Jesus was in the year 26. So like it's a completely different time period, so that helps you understand, that helps you bridge the gap. And then I have another book. It's called Pleasing God. I got that for Christmas. It's by R.C. Sproul.
Yeah.
Haven't really read through that one yet. And then I have another book. It's basically 5 books in one. Do you know who C.S. Lewis is?
No.
So C.S. Lewis was like a writer. I don't know if he was a pastor, but he was like a theologian. And he wrote, do you know what Narnia is?
No, only Narnia I know about is the Disney Channel, bro.
So that Narnia,
Yeah.
that author or the movies that's based off is based off a book. The author that wrote that book is C.S. Lewis. And Aslan, that's the lion in the Narnia books, he's like a Christ figure. So that the Narnia is kind of like a very dramatic, like Christian book. And even in the movies, obviously not as much, but that's still in there because of the source material. So he has 5 books: Mere Christianity, which is kind of like a Christian apologist book, and then you have the Screw Tape Letters, those are the 2 that I've read so far. The Screw Tape Letters is a book about a senior demon talking to his nephew, who's a junior demon, teaching him the ways of how to be a demon and how to like ruin people's lives per se, right? Like different ways to pull them away from God, pull them away from God, pull them away from Jesus, pull them away from each other, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like a reversal of the Christian beliefs, and it kind of breaks down. There's different things that it kind of breaks down. Like I think one thing it says that like it's okay. Like this is Screw Tape talking to Wormwood. Wormwood is the junior devil. Screw Tape is the senior devil, or it's the other way around. I don't know. But one of the books or one of the letters is, oh, hey, my nephew, like, it's okay if you're patient. That's what they call, like, the humans. It's okay if your patient is praying, right? As long as you get him to pray about himself, right? And he doesn't pray about our enemy, and the enemy is Jesus, right? And kind of breaks down how the devil wants you to pray, right? How demons want you to pray, right? And then that then teaches you how you should pray. So it's that kind of book. But the Screw Tape Letters, really, really good book. And then there's 3 more in there. I think it's I already said Mere Christianity. There's 3 more in there, but it's like a book that has 5 books. It's kind of like his signature classics.
Yeah.
So I have that. I have another book called The Case for Christ. I think I've made a couple videos on that book. So Lee Strobel, he was an investigative journalist or something like that, and pretty much he tried to disprove Christianity because his wife became a Christian and he was an atheist, and he was trying to show her that, nah, Christianity is ridiculous. You shouldn't believe it. So I'm gonna prove it wrong, and by proving it wrong, you're not gonna want to believe it anymore. And then he ends up proving Christianity to be true, right? By talking to all these different scientists, historians, all this kind of stuff about different things regarding like the resurrection and the nature of the resurrection and all this different stuff. Fascinating. There's even a movie about it. It's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, so I have that book. I have 2 now because I lost the other one. I think I lost it at work. Because I brought it to work one day and I was like reading it, but I had to buy another one. And then I feel like I have like 4 more and I don't remember. There's one book. It's called like Bold Love, basically like how to love like Jesus, just in like a general sense. And it's kind of like a sacrifice. I have a book on preaching by Tim Keller. Yeah. So.
Damn, bro. You read all of these books?
I haven't read them all. I've definitely like skimmed through some of them. There's some that I've read kind of like the start, haven't finished. And so because I always start a book and I don't finish it and I go back and then, yeah, so I'm like slowly reading through all of them, kind of all at like the same time.
And you be remembering what you read when you come back to these books?
I mean, yeah, like I take like the general information,
Yeah.
back from it, and yeah, so like the Case for Christ, I can kind of give you like a rundown of some things that kind of was going on. Like, I can give you a rundown of some of the books, but yeah,
Like, the one that like caught my attention was the one about the how the devil works and stuff like that. Because I feel like the devil does the devil make you sin, or is there? That's what I'm saying. Like I heard something about that. Like the devil really don't make you sin. He does. I feel like let me help me if I'm wrong. But
yeah,
he kind of helps you do the I don't know. Like I think he lessens. He tried to lessen your belief. Like for example, like when you make a like let's say you lied because you didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then I feel like he would condemn you, make you feel condemned, be like, oh, damn, you lied, bro. Like it's
yeah, you're
over.
done.
You're cooked, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
you in hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, type.
I'm telling you, bro. That's why I'm like, bro. That book like is really interesting because it's like, wow, like because I feel like we like anybody coming into Christianity would think, oh yeah, bro, like it's the devil, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's not even really true. So like what we understand, we get from Jesus, right? Obviously, Jesus' temptation. Like what happened, right? Well, what was the devil preying on, right? And obviously, Jesus was hungry. He was fasting for 40 days, 40 nights. So, hey, I'll give you bread, right? Like, turn the stone to bread or something like that. And, eat this bread, trying to tempt him, right? By something that he's weak to, hunger, because he's a human, right? And then what was the other one? Jump off this ledge.
Yeah, like
right?
just,
Because you're the son of God, right? They'll catch you.
You will catch you. Yeah,
the angels will catch
good.
you, trying to tempt him again.
Saying,
And then, obviously, Jesus being the humble carpenter, right, who's supposed to be a king, and he came from, God and all this power, or not even came from God, but he is God. And that's a whole nother topic.
No, for you, people go the hell and back for that one. Like
Understanding the nature of God, but like he's God, but he's human now, right? So you pray on what a human wants. I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world, right? And if you bow down to me, instead of bowing down, to God, and so all of this is playing into so he doesn't make you sin. He just like tempts you on the things you're weak at, right? And kind of positions you, or puts these things in place to kind of make you, like fall, right? Because you're weak. And I think the whole idea, like, there's a video. I'm really blanking on like the YouTuber name, but he creates a video on the perspective of Satan.
Okay.
And his goal, right, throughout the whole Bible. And basically, the premise of his video is that Satan's trying to prove to God, hey, these humans aren't worthy. They're not worthy of your love. They're not worthy to be of your image, right? And us angels, right, are. And, so the whole video is Satan tempting humans, making all of this stuff happen to them to prove to God, hey, God, you shouldn't love these humans. Look at them, right? And then the one thing Satan doesn't see is that God then becomes a human, right? And then witnesses it firsthand, right? And then dies, and then still loves them even though they are that way. And that completely shifts, Satan's whole perspective because he didn't realize like he loves them regardless, right?
Bro.
Like it's not even like what they're doing. It doesn't matter how, all this kind of stuff. Like he loves them. And it kind of breaks down the whole thing, and it's a fantastic video. But that gives you like a understanding of like how he works, like what he's really trying to do.
Yeah, because that's another thing. Like I was saying before, of how I got introduced. It was bro. Like that's the thing that's so strong. Like God loves you no matter what, and God doesn't leave your side no matter what. You feel me? And that's what I came to understand. That's why I love God so much. and it's like it feels real good just to have him on your side, because it's like that's the unconditional love, bro.
Yeah, it's like completely
That's what I'm
different.
saying. Love you no matter what. Like,
Yeah, like
that's,
I have a
that's the type of love that people be calling crazy. Like you
low
cheat
key.
on your girl and she still come back. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying?
like crazy. Like I'm about
Yeah.
to say something very crazy. So like a very drastic explanation of like the true Christian heart versus like a non-Christian is like when you're at your lowest, like when suffering kind of takes over everything, right? So the example I use is if my entire family were to die right now, right? Mom, sisters, everybody, right? And I become homeless and live on the street and lose everything, like I think I would be fine simply because I know that God loves me no matter what. And like ultimately, like that's what I live for at the end of the day. So like obviously like this would suck. I would be in grief. I'd be depressed. And all of that would be true. Right? Like I'd be broke, depressed, and like broken
Yeah, I know.
entirely. But like I wouldn't end my life, right? And I would still look to God because I know God is my ultimate source of my life and my happiness.
That's what I'm saying.
And I would probably have a joy in that surpasses all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you don't have God, what do you live for?
That's what I'm saying.
And okay, what if that thing you're living for gets taken away from you? Now
Yeah.
what? Right? Bro. Oh, I would end my life. And I've talked to atheists with it straight up. Be like, I'd kill myself. I'd be like, I don't know if I can say that. I would end my life. And I've told them, and I was like, and I wouldn't blame you, you know, because like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But things like that happen all the time. And again, what you're living for, that shows like kind of like the reality of the world you're living in. And, you know, if you're living for something that's in the world, that's material. Like, I don't know what to say to you, buddy. Like that can get taken away. Like
what's that
what now?
one scripture is like, you store all your riches in
heaven.
Yeah, in heaven. That's
Something
what I'm
like
saying.
that. Something of that nature.
Like, that's another thing. Like it's crazy that you say that because like you're the first person I heard say that. Like, because I feel that way too. Like you don't understand. Like my love for God is so great that like bro, like everything could go bad. Like that's one thing I tell myself is like, bro, like don't get me wrong, life is good right now, bro. Life is good, but like you said, like everything could just go away, and then I would still be praising God. You know what I'm saying? That's why like my favorite story in the Bible was Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Literally, because after, bro, like the flood, his aunties, uncles died.
Yeah.
Only his I think his daughters, right?
It was his son's wife, and then his wife.
That's what I'm saying. So, bro, only they got to go into the ark. You know what I'm saying? And the animals, but it's like every other human that he was friends with, that he was buddy with. You know what I'm saying? Like they all died. But then after the flood died down, what he did, he gave praise to God. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so strong because it kind of showed me that like, bro, stuff will get hard. It will be tough, but at the end of the day, bro, you still got God.
Exactly.
And that's the best thing, bro. Like and that's the thing. Like I'm so happy that I found God. I came back low key because it's like. As a kid, I don't even want to count that because it's like as a kid, you just a kid, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older, you know what I'm saying, you become wise, you get understanding, and it's like, bro, God's love, God's grace is so perfect and so sufficient that I just have no other choice but just to thank him and just thank him and just love him. Cause it's like, bro, like you said, everything can just go and then you won't like, bro, that's fire. Cause nobody has ever said that before. And I'm thinking I was the only one thinking like that.
Yeah. So like, and it works because like as a human, right? Like we all have something that we value, you know, I don't know if you ever heard this, but we have a God-sized shaped hole inside of our hearts, right? So obviously we got created, right? We walked away. Because we walk away, right? We're choosing not to be with our creator. So we have to find something happened. I think the recording kind of stopped or whatever. So, so what I was talking about, basically like if you have God in his place, right? As, you know, the God of the universe and in your life and everything kind of falls into its own place, right? Like you're able to have relationships, you're able to have connections, right? That you just wouldn't be able to have properly without him. And, you know, a great example is Adam and Eve, right? Like, after they ate the tree of knowledge, right, they got the knowledge of good and evil, and then they understood that they're human. They understand who God is, right? First thing they did was hide from one another, right? They hide from one another, they hide from God, and they started making clothes for themselves, right? So that's a very important, you know, story, because it's letting you know that, like, you know, with God, you can be naked with one another, right? Because they were naked.
Yeah.
You can be naked with one another, and it's okay, right? And they were naked. I think the Hebrew word is, it's not just physically. It was more like emotionally, spiritually, whatever, right? So they can see everything, you know, about each other.
Yeah.
And then the second that you don't have God in that, they hid from one another. They couldn't stand to be in each other's presence naked, right? Emotionally, physically, spiritually, all this kind of stuff, right? Which just shows kind of like the nature of having God's presence in your life. It allows you to have connections that you just wouldn't be able to have without it, right?
That's actually fire that you say that, because I want to know, like, for like relationships with God, should your relationship be like how you have with your pastor? You know what I'm saying? Should it be like how, like, your brother has a relationship with God, or like what should a relationship with God look like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's more diverse than, you know, people think, because like, obviously we're all human, right? And like, you know, do me and you have the same relationship that me and John has, right?
No, yeah.
Or does me and you have the same relationship that me and my best friend Jason have? Or does me and Jason have the same relationship my mom has that me and my mom have?
True.
No, like, obviously we all have different relationships with different people according to who those people are, right? So it will be the same with God, right? Because I may connect with God in ways that you just won't connect with him, right? Like, simply just because of, you know, who you are. For example, like, I love music, right? So like, a way that I kind of connect with God is listening to music. Like, I think the moments where I'm like most in the spirit is when I'm listening to classical music.
Okay.
Because the sounds, the music, like, I'm not listening to any lyrics. I'm not listening to anything that's being put into my brain. The music, the classical music is just instrumental, and whatever I'm feeling, I put into the instrumental. And a lot of times I devote that time to like praising. Like, I'm praying, or I'll be praying in my head, or I'm thinking while I'm listening to the stuff, and it gets me, that's when I feel closest to God, right? When I'm listening to that. But, you know, like, I'm not gonna say you can only get close to God if you're listening to classical music in your car while you're driving to work,
It's
right?
pretty much doing like my way or the highway, bro.
Yeah, because it doesn't work like that. Like,
Yeah.
relationship doesn't work like that. So obviously, whatever you use to get close to God, right? I mean, that's gonna be like a you specific thing.
Sure.
Because again, what God wants is a relationship, you know, with you.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, all relationships look different according to who you're in a relationship with and who you are.
True.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a Christian like myself, getting into it first, it was kind of like, okay, like it wasn't even like, because I didn't really know about the whole relationship with God.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, okay, follow rules and you're good.
Yeah.
So it kind of relates to relationships, because it's like, okay, if I'm gonna follow how my pastor is with God, you know what I'm saying? That's the way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it's like, nah, it's your like I like that example you use. It's like yeah, you don't have the same relationship as your as other people with other people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for example, like I have including me, that's like 5 siblings, right? I have 5 siblings, and yeah, like some of my siblings, we all have different relationships with each other. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same with my sister, because my sister's the oldest. It's not the same with like my little brother. You feel me? So like, that's actually strong, and like, I feel like people gotta understand that, like, it's not how the pastor
Yeah,
does,
whatever the
you know
pastor
what I'm saying?
does, I'm gonna do.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's not about that.
Yeah,
It's
no.
really how you move with God. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that will make that's the thing that will make it so much easier and make it so much better, and you won't have so much burden of thinking like, oh yeah, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like one thing that to like when you read the whole Bible and then you look at the story and you understand like really what Jesus is talking about, what he's really trying to communicate, you then understand that culture is supposed to thrive, right? Like literally you're supposed to be a human being, right? But you're a new human being. You're a new creature, right? Now I can still be a musician and be a Christian in a musician space, right? I would be a Christian musician, a musician, and I will move differently, right? I can still be in that space, though, but I will move differently compared to everybody else.
Facts.
And because I'm moving differently compared to everybody else, one, my life will turn out differently, but then also people will view me differently.
Facts.
Right? So it's like, literally, when you become a Christian, what's supposed to happen, right? Once you get a relationship with God, right? The sign of a relationship with God is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit works on you. It builds you, right? It doesn't change you.
It doesn't,
Right? At least it doesn't try to change you. Okay, now you're going to be like this person. Or now you're going to be exactly like Jesus, right? Like, it's going to make you like Jesus in the ways that you need to be made like Jesus. But it's pretty much going to keep you the same personality-wise, all this kind of stuff. Because it's going to use you to then get to other people. Right?
Facts.
So again, like if I'm one way and then completely become like a completely different person, right? Like the same friends that I have, like they're not gonna want to, because we won't relate the same, right? Because I'm a completely different person. But if the Holy Spirit molds me and changes me in certain ways, right? But I'm still the same person. I can still relate to my friends, still hang out with my friends, whatever, and connect with those people and allow God to work in their lives through me with them, right? And like that's literally like the Christian life is a relationship with God, right? And how God can use you to work with other people. Like the Holy Spirit, it works on you, and literally like how it's supposed to work. Like funny thing you say about rules, it's like now the rules are lifted. Like you have no rules,
That's
right?
the
Because
thing.
Jesus died on the cross,
Bro,
like you're good.
It's finished. That's why
Exactly.
I know I keep just quoting John 3:16, but that's why I'm gonna get it tatted on me because I feel like people like read that and just be like, oh yeah, like for example, like John 3:16 is John 3:16 is on the right side, and then people would read it and then it'll go left. I don't know how. Like I don't know how. Like it says it word for word, bar for bar. I don't know how people be misconstruing it, and that's why like I told you when I first came I came back into it. I cried because like that burden was just lifted off of me. Like me knowing that I would never be perfect, like and like I'm only gonna be perfect in God's eye. It, like bro, that burden lift off of me, and that's why I almost cried because it's like whoa, you know what I'm saying? That love is insane.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's like that burdens get lifted right now. You're good. You're fine. You're safe. Your relationship with God. You're fine. Right. But then in turn, right. You then slowly start to become perfect, right? Quote unquote, obviously, because you can't become perfect.
You can't be,
like you slowly start to change and you start to reflect Jesus more and more and more and more. And then the Holy Spirit's doing that so that then other people can then see you and be like, wow, like, how do you, like, why are you like this, right? And then it's like, I mean, Jesus, like, you know, and then now the seed is planted, right? And now they will start to question and they will start to slowly look. And then they do the same. And then the same thing happens to them. And then the people that they know, why are you like this now? Like, you know, and same answer. And that's probably the best way that, you know, the gospel spreads is through, you know, a person's life. Like you're supposed to be a living gospel. I think that's in one of the letters. I don't remember who said it, but like you're supposed to be like a living gospel, right? Like people are supposed to look at you and see Jesus and then be like, wow, like who is this? Like this isn't Alex. Like this is something else, right? Like who is that? And then they find out who it is and then they connect to him and then it just keeps going and going and growing and growing. And that's what being a Christian is.
And that's actually crazy you say that. Because I can relate, because when I used to work at my old job, one thing about me is like, I don't know, like coming back to Christ, like I just don't cuss. Like I don't cuss, like literally. So I remember this one girl that I used to work with, she was talking to me how she was like, yeah, like bro, I'm trying to be a Christian. Like I don't want to be cursing and stuff like that. And she was all like, Fortune, like, you don't be cussing. Like, you believe in God? I was like, yeah. Like, you see, like, those little instances, like, it's planting a seed. You feel me? And just, like, my energy, like, I feel like God blessed me with, like, a good spirit, like a person, like, to just come into a room and just kind of be, like, a light and just, you know, like, show my personality. And, like, you know, like, people can ask me, like, oh, like, Fortune, why are you like this? Nobody's ever asked me that. Like, no, like they just like join in. Like, it's like a vibe. But like, yeah, if someone was to ask me, I'll be like, it's God, and that would plant the seed because they're like, oh, dang, like, I want to be like Fortune.
Yeah, and that's
You know what I'm
literally
saying?
like that's what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Like for example, like I think I'm part of RUF like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, something like that. And obviously, like I said, like I feel like I'm a completely different person now than I was then.
Facts.
But even then, like there's this guy who I knew, and whatever. So I think maybe like last year or something, I went on because I took some time away from RUF because I was working, all this kind of stuff. So I haven't been a part of it for like maybe a year and a half. But like maybe like 6 months ago, maybe a year ago or something, I went on this trip, and it was kind of like a camping trip, right? And a lot of the like RUF OGs, you know, were on that trip. You know, the people that I kind of grew up in RUF with, and one of them, I think his name was Shavesh. One day, like we're outside, I'm like reading my book. I'm reading The Case for Christ, and you know, he comes up to me. He's like, "Man, like, you're completely different." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He was like, "Your energy, it's like you just seem so mature and so free, and it's like your energy is like completely different than it was like when we first met." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, like you just seem so like wise and just mature and just
That's fire.
you know, all this kind of stuff." And I had me thinking like, "Dang, like I guess so, like you know," and you know, stuff like that like gives you confidence. Okay, yeah, like I definitely have the Holy Spirit. Like God's definitely working with me
I feel
because
you.
like that's not something that you just kind of say.
That's what I'm saying.
Mind you, like I met him when I was like 19. I'm probably like 21.
Yeah.
So it's not even
That's-
like a giant amount of
Yeah.
time has passed. And again, like I said, I haven't gone through any like life experiences.
That's what
So
I'm
like, you know, someone to like view you that way, like that tells you like this is like otherworldly. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like normal,
Facts.
you know, stuff. And it's, I mean, that's what's supposed to happen. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
I feel like me personally, like one thing about me, like I would always, cause I feel like people don't know this about me, but like I have, like I would say it's gotten better, but I have crazy social anxiety.
Yeah.
But like I don't let it like inside I'm feeling like
Yeah.
hell, bro. Like it's crazy. Someone wants to switch bodies with me, they'll be like, dang, you feeling like this?
Yeah.
But like what I show is like as if I don't have it. And I always been praying for God to like take that away because I've been dealing with that since I was a kid. But like
Yeah.
I always just suppressed it. But yeah, but by God's grace, like you know, he's been working on me. And like now I don't feel like that anymore. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just like a little bit, but like it all takes time. Like you said, like the Holy Spirit is not gonna come and, you know, change you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It all just takes time, you know what I'm saying? And as you build your relationship with God, like all that, like I'm saying, all that good stuff comes as you build your relationship with God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his Holy Spirit, like just everything. Like
Yeah.
and him just being with you, protecting you. So it's just, yeah, like it's just cool. And
Yeah.
this fire, like how like God works and change you.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you,
Like, I don't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good, bro. Just don't let it happen again.
No, because I wasn't talking about the social anxiety. Like
Yeah, for
I also
sure.
grew up with like social anxiety, and then,
Yeah.
like when I was going to U of H, it was really bad.
Oh, for real?
Because like walking through like the campus, there's so many
Bro,
people.
yeah, I know. College
So,
is
like,
it's like a small world. You feel me? Because you have
Bro.
stores, you have fast food. It's like a small world. Like
Bro.
I feel you though, and just a whole bunch of people. Like,
Bro.
I feel you, bro. Like,
I was walking to class
Uh-huh.
one day, and I can vividly remember walking to class, and I guess all like the juniors and seniors are coming out
Yeah.
the class, and it's just me walking through a group of like 100 people.
oh nah.
Bro, I felt like everything in me was just like, I just wanted to like
Yeah.
curl up.
That's-
Like, I just felt like everybody was like looking at me, and I'm just walking with like my head down. And,
Yeah.
like, I feel like everybody's like looking at me and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like social anxiety, big problem.
Yeah.
Like that I had. But now, like obviously with the job that I work,
Yeah.
I can be in that environment
Facts.
and I don't, feel that way. And I think a lot of it is because like I'm simply just not thinking of myself.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel you.
Like I'm thinking outside of myself, when before I was always thinking of myself
yeah.
inside my head, all this kind of stuff. And I started thinking outside of myself.
Yeah.
Outside of my head. So now I'm not even worried about, if people are looking at me or not.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of like cured, quote unquote, my
Your anxiety.
yeah.
Yeah. Just same thing here. Like just being in different settings. You know what I'm saying? And just going out like my way and just like giving everybody my personality. It just helped me. You know what I'm saying? Build that, take away that social anxiety and stuff like that. It just helped me a lot because it just sucked. I feel like having social anxiety just sucks because like it's like I feel like anybody with social anxiety is probably a cool person, but it's like you can't.
You don't even want to.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you don't even want to. And you know the videos you be seeing on Instagram where people just be like, bro, nobody cares what you're doing, and they would just lay down on the ground.
I couldn't
like,
do it.
And
I've been seeing those videos. I can't even do that now.
Yeah.
I couldn't. No.
But no, that's true though. Like I feel like people really don't care what you're doing unless like you're at the gym and then you drop like 600 pounds of weight, and people gonna look at you. But like, but I swear if you go anywhere, like people really don't care what you're doing or how you're moving. Like they're not gonna be like, hey, like that's weird. Like get up or like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I was gonna add on to one thing you said. Whatchamacallit? You was talking about the what was I had it in the back of my head. Because there was one thing you said that I was talking about. Was it about the relationships? Damn. I lost it, bro.
Talking about relationship with God, relationship to humans, marriage.
Dang. If it come back to me, I'd
Heard.
for sure. But But
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't remember it, bro. Probably. Yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
God, help me remember, please.
That's what I'm saying. Dang.
Bring my memory back.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm too young to be having memory loss. Oh gosh.
No, I think so that's very funny that you talk about like laying on the ground. So I had a project at U of H. I was in a sociology class, and basically we had to do things that stood out to other people and like record it, and it was like a project. So like literally I had to go out and beat my social anxiety.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Like I was in the cafeteria of U of H and it's like midday, like 2:00 or something like that. If anybody knows, packed. Like all the food lines are packed.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, like all of them. Stairs filled with people sitting on the stairs. There's people with like the stands that are tabling. Tabling is basically like when you try and get people to join your organization.
Yeah.
So there's people coming in and out. And one of the things we have to do is, and unfortunately I was a person that had to do this, I had to go lay on the ground in like the middle. It was kind of like, we were in the cafeteria. Like it was in the middle of like I keep calling it cafeteria, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah,
but like I was right next to like the McDonald's line laying on the ground. I had to lay on the ground for like a minute. Bro, when I tell you that was like the worst minute of my life, like I'm like laying on the ground. I just closed my eyes because I had to do it or I was going to fail. So I laid on the ground, first 20 seconds, eyes closed. I'm just laying on the ground, silence.
So that was just the project, like just to do something.
Yeah, like there was a bunch of different things that different people had to do. It was 4 of us in a group, so that was the first one. I did the first one. And there was like 3 other people that had to do things, and someone was recording me.
Yeah.
And they were taking notes, and like I'm laying on the ground. First 20 seconds, eyes closed.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this sucks. I want to die. Like I don't want to do this anymore.
No,
and then I opened my eyes, and then like I think the first time I opened my eyes, like someone like looked at me. And I was like, oh my gosh.
You closed them back. You closed them again.
Like,
Did you close them again?
Nah, I kept them open. I just looked up. I was just looking at the ceiling.
I would have closed my eyes after. So I'm like, nah.
Bro. But yeah, like social anxiety is crazy.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Crazy.
And like I said, it won't. Like it just. It's not you though, cause you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like if it just hides you, and like the things you would normally do or like I said, you may be a cool person. It's just nobody would know because you're just keeping it to yourself and you have social anxiety.
Yeah, it was like pretty much. It was like after the first 20 seconds in the experiment, like this is outside people looking in. I was like taking notes. Like I think the first 20 seconds, like everybody like was like looking. They were looking around. They looked confused. But then after that, like nobody was paying attention anymore. It was like the next 40 seconds, like nobody was even acknowledging what was happening or anything. And then I like got up and like ran away. It was like I think that was the most because everybody was like looking at me like, why is he running?
You see, when you do.
Yeah, and I'm like,
but nobody really be caring, bro. Yeah, it's
I'm like 6 foot black guy running through the thing.
And then
so
you 6 foot.
Police look up like, what is happening right now? It was crazy.
But no, that's actually insane. But I didn't mean to cut you off though, bro.
No, you're good.
You're good? Okay, so
that was a story.
I remember what I was gonna say, bro. Okay, so you said that how like you could be a Christian and still make music, or you can still be a Christian and still like be an actor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I have a story for you. So when I was like, this was kind of like in the beginning when I came back. Still trying to figure out the truth. You know, Jadeon. You know who Jadeon is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like, bro, his prank videos were always so fire to me, bro. Like, I loved his prank videos, bro, so much. But at the time, like, there was just a whole bunch of, like, mic'd up, you know what I'm saying, creators that just go around and just mess with people.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just something that I wanted to do. I wouldn't say, like, I would prank people. But, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be part of that content creator, you know what I'm saying? Just make mic'd up and just go do random stuff. So then when Jadeon, you know, he was all like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do this no more because, you know, it's against God and stuff like that. It kind of put me in like a I would say a shell in a sense where it's like, okay, like, so this is not right. You know what I'm saying? Content creating is not right. You feel me? So, so like I just stopped doing it because of that. And I was thinking like, okay, so like what else did I want to do? Because content creating is something that I truly want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? I want to make content for a career, for a living. But it's like, dang, like I can't prank people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like dang, so now I gotta find another route, you feel me? So I was just stuck, bro, and just being like, like, should I do this? I'm gonna stop. And it's crazy because like my one thing that my friend Ebenezer did, because I always asked him, I told him, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna stop creating YouTube videos. And he was all like, why? And I was like, bro, Jadeon, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, one thing about him that I appreciate for him, he didn't really be like, oh, nah, bro, like, that's wrong. Yeah. He kind of just let me figure it out on my own. And I appreciate him for that, you know what I'm saying? And I ended up figuring that out on my own. I was like, well, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like you can still be a Christian and still do these things. Yeah. You feel me? But like you said, you are going to move differently than everybody else and stand out. Yeah. Because, like, you are a Christian. You know what I'm saying? You are with God. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It would be different. But, yeah, I just wanted to say that because it's like at the time, I feel like, and just even going to Bible study too, like, I feel like so many people ask the pastor, like, oh, God, like when the Sinners movie came out, like, this was insane. Like, this is, bro, when the Sinners movie came out, like, they asked my pastor, they were like, oh, is it, as a Christian, should you be watching the Sinners movie? And I'm like, bro, what? Yeah. Like, what are we doing? You feel me? But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, because sometimes I feel like people might be dealing with that because it's like, oh, as a Christian, should I do this and that? Yeah. They put do's and don'ts on, like, you know what I'm saying, how to be a Christian or you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I just wanted to put that out there though.
Yeah, I think for that, it should be a person-to-person basis. So same way that the devil tempts with, you know, what you're weak with. Like, you should be aware of what you're weak with, and you avoid those things, right? So, for example, if I'm a person who uses bad language, right, or I use language in a negative way or a tear-downing way, blah, 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 then I should probably stay away from things that stimulate that kind of language for me, right? So, again, like, I love rap. I love rap so much, and I listen to all kinds of artists, right? And some of it you'd be like, what the, right, this is a Christian guy? I mean, yes, right? And is it nourishing? Probably not. But like that's not something that I think about. That's not something I deal with.
Yeah.
So like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Right. But something I'm not the greatest with, women. Right.
Okay.
I struggle with women. I struggle with lust, all this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I should probably take my own advice to actively avoid that situation. Not avoid women,
Yeah.
but getting too close,
I
right?
feel
Maybe
you.
flirting,
Yeah.
maybe all this kind of stuff, because that's like a fall for me, right?
Yeah.
Or people that drink alcohol, right? Or
Yeah.
people who are alcoholics,
Alcoholics, yeah.
right? Who alcohol itself is not a sin, right? But the misuse of it and
Yeah.
the use of it to hide things or to make yourself feel better, all this kind of stuff, that is where it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're that kind of person, you should probably avoid it, right? But
Yeah.
for me, I don't drink alcohol. I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah.
But I also don't drink because I feel like I could fall into that kind
feel
of
you.
category. So I
Yeah.
avoid it entirely. Right. And that's the kind of the way you should think about it. And again, I'm not going to tell someone else, no,
Yeah.
don't drink alcohol. Right. Because I don't. And I have like a belief that, it will lead me into things that I don't want to be led into.
Yeah.
Right. That's just a me personal
Yeah.
thing. But if a person wants to like enjoy alcohol, whatever, like by all means,
Yeah.
right? As long as it's not something that makes you or leads you into sin or takes you away from God, it's fine. But if it's something that does that to you,
Yeah.
right, then those are the things you should avoid. And that's how people should handle the do's and don'ts. Like it's a personal level, you yourself, what should you avoid? What should
Yeah.
you take part in according to how you are, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like you brought up lust. I feel like all men deal with lust. Lust is literally insane. Like lust is so bad that like when I watch these videos, like I don't know if you heard about the LSU coach. Like I don't know if he's from I don't know if he's LSU, but he was pretty much he was like I don't know if he was the first Black American coach in that college.
Yeah.
But either way though, like he was a good coach, like Heisman and everything, right? Bro lost it all because of lust.
Yeah.
Because he had a relationship with a coworker or something. I don't know. If I think it's with a coworker or with a college student, I don't even know. But like they would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, bro, the bro lost it all because of lust. And and that's why me personally, as a person that deals with lust like heavy, like I would say that I'm a perfect human being, but like and I would say like one thing I deal with a lot like heavy is lust, and like I want to beat it. I definitely want to beat it because I feel like it just gets worse. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
You just lust so much to the point where like you start liking weird stuff. I don't know. I feel like it just gets bad. So that's why I feel like lust is something that me personally, I need to take out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, and I think there's a bunch of reasons why, right? Because some of it is, I want this person's attention, or I want these specific kind of individual's attention because it lifts me up, right? It makes me feel good, all this kind of stuff. Which obviously, that's a manipulation. You don't really want them for them. You want it for how it makes you feel.
Exactly.
Right? And obviously that's not, if God's in his place, right? You shouldn't be thinking that way, right? Which is why one of the best ways is always to avoid and run back to God.
That's what it says.
Okay, God, you are what I need. Like I don't need their validation.
Exactly.
I don't need blah blah blah. Right.
That's what it says. It says flee in the Bible. It says flee from it.
Run.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Oh, you
run
get
far.
far. Yeah, bro. Because it's bad. You know what I'm saying? But what you call it? Yeah, bro. Like it just like what was I gonna say? Like I keep losing my train of thought, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're good.
Keep losing my train of thought because it was about the lust.
Yeah.
I wanted to like add on to what you were saying because you were saying, okay, there you go, I got it. So okay, even in the Bible, like so many men lost to lust.
David.
You feel me? Like David. David was like one of the ones. You feel me?
I relate to David.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Really,
like that's how scary lust gets.
Solomon,
That's why it's kind of like, bro, I want to beat this. Like, I don't like I want to be able to, because obviously you're gonna get them urges, but to be able to actually be like, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would like that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It's like a whole like mind thing. It's either you worship let's say from a men's perspective,
Yeah.
either you worship women, right, to the point where like that's all you want,
Yeah.
right, or right, you're degrading them so low
Okay.
that you only want them for certain things,
Yes, sir,
right?
yeah.
And that's the two camps that you kind of fall into when it regards to lust. So
Yeah.
either it's like, man, like I just want this so bad, right, that I worship it, adore it, chase after it in all kinds of ways,
Yeah.
or right, like I only want this just for this one thing, like for what it can give me,
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
and then you chase all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
or you kind of degrade women to only these things,
Yeah.
right? And like that's the two camps of lust you kind of fall into. And I mean, yeah, I think the only thing to really go back to is just go back to like the biblical, view on women,
Yeah.
right? Like women are like honored,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Bible, like in Genesis, when it talks about Eve, right?
Yeah.
Like the English, we lose the translation in English, but like the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, the
Yeah.
helper, like what that means is it's someone that can give you strength in an area where you don't have strength, right? Like that's the definition. That's like helper, like the word helper that's being used in Hebrew. It's not like helper as in like subordination or things like that. It's literally like strength where you don't have strength. Something of that nature. And like that's the word that's used of the Holy Spirit in the Old Testament as well, right? The same word that's used of the Holy Spirit, the same word that's used of God, is used of women, is used of women in Genesis, right? So it's basically kind of like a strength that you don't have, right? Like that's what, a woman is. And together you create the image of God, right? And that's what's supposed to be like. Men and women together create the image of God, right? So when you view women in that way, right? Now it's not something you worship because you're equal. Man and women were equal, right? She has a strength that I don't have. I have strength that she doesn't have. Together, we create the image of God, right? So I'm not going to worship her. But then also I'm not going to degrade her because she has strengths where I don't have strengths, right? And I have weaknesses where she has strengths. So we're equal, right? And I can't degrade her.
Yeah.
So if you view women biblically, then you get kind of like the strength, or at least you get the mental fortitude to be able to like look at your lust and be like, okay, what am I doing right now, right? Whatever I'm trying to do, whatever I'm trying to face, whatever I'm about to do, like, why am I doing it? And then you get into the headspace. Then it's like, okay, well, women should be viewed this way, right? Because of that, or the other way because of, that. And then, I mean, yeah. So it's like a mental way of kind of thinking through that to help with, beating it. But yeah, ultimately it's always going to be kind of running back to God and fleeing.
Yeah, fleeing,
and then understanding why you're fleeing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like that's like a, cause like that's a strong topic to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, like men deal with that.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it just gets worse. So it's cool. I feel like it's good to tell you to tell it like men to like stop early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause we're like, especially now, like the internet, we just introduced like sex sells, you know what I'm saying? And like, everything is just not like just ungodly and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you open your For You page, there's booty me everywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really help. It's kind of, it is kind of hard to flee in a sense, but it's possible though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you'd have to make some strong sacrifices. Like, a part of that, like Jesus talks about sin is like, cut off your arm, pluck out your eye.
Yeah, that's one.
That's literally like what. That's not. No, obviously you're not cutting off your arm, plucking out your eye, right? Unless you need to. But, whatever you're now dealing with. But it's like, what can you cut out of your life, right? So you don't get to that point, right? Because like once you get to that point, you're a little cooked. Like
that's what I'm saying.
But what can you cut out of your life before you get to that point?
You're not lying. There's instances where it's like, bro, it's impossible to flee, bro. I'm sorry.
So it's like I was listening to this podcast, N.T. Wright. He has a podcast where it's called Ask N.T. Wright Anything, right? And someone asked him a question about lust. And, his response is that, the way to beat lust is to catch yourself in the moments leading up to it, right? Because, again, like once you're there, That's wraps.
Cooked.
But before then, right? Like, what is the first step
first
that
thing,
you
yeah.
took into that direction? You're able to cut that, right? How can we cut that off? And that would be, so maybe if it's like a quick glance,
Yeah.
like, someone walks by, it's a quick glance, like maybe that's what you need to cut off. Because you don't need to be looking at that.
That.
Yeah, or what's making you
Yeah.
even want to, not even want to look at that, because obviously you're attracted to that.
Yeah.
But like what's the psychology behind you, desiring that? Is it because she's a woman, or is it because there's something you can do with that, you can get out of that, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
And that would be like the first step to, cutting it off is, cutting off your arm
Yeah.
in that first step is, the easiest way to kind of tackle it. And that's kind of what Jesus is talking about in the New Testament.
Facts.
Obviously, he's not talking specifically about lust, but it can be applied to a multitude of sins. But yeah.
Yeah, or like leading social media. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
that one's
one
tough.
thing. That's why I don't want that one is tough. I ain't gonna lie. For our generation, like even one of my managers, he was like, yeah, I don't have social media, and I think bro is like around our age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's actually tough for someone our age to cut
know
off
how
social
you do
media.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, like
I was doom scrolling before I got here.
Bro,
in the car.
I'm telling you, like, I ain't gonna lie. Like when you
So I was
wake up,
late.
bro, like I don't like. That's a strong one. You cutting off all your arms and all your legs. You ain't even cutting out just one. You can't move. Like at this point, bro, like you cut off everything.
Yeah.
Hey, if you do that, bro, hey, you a strong one.
Props
I ain't
to
gonna
you.
lie.
I'm not gonna
Props to you.
I can't do
Cause
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'll do a little not interested. You feel me? And that's cool. You feel me? Nothing.
Restricted
I ain't
mode.
Restricted mode, bro. Block some people. Like I ain't gonna lie, deleting it. I can't do that one, bro.
Like I need my daily dose.
Nah, I'm
of
telling you, like
dopamine.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, but then obviously I make a bunch of videos, so I can't just
I
get
feel
rid
you.
of my.
That's nothing too. Like I'm like, okay, so if you do content at that point, it's kind of like, you
It's a
just
tougher
have to.
battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the battle. Like that's why you gotta pray. Stay prayed up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because like it's like walk in the spirit. It says that in the Bible. And if you walk in the spirit, you won't have these urges. Like. Like if you're going to church, if you're reading your Bible, if you if you're going to Bible study, like if you're just around people that are in the spirit, I feel like you won't. I know you wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for sure, like walk in the spirit, and you should be able to beat lust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like. Do you think? I feel like. I don't know. I feel like because men is more. Men, when it comes to lust, I feel like it's way more out there than women.
Yeah, I think it's
like I feel like but they say women are worse than us.
like I'm 100% sure that it's probably like around the same. Like
You know
they're
what I'm saying?
probably-
Okay.
but it's probably like a different level. Like obviously some of it is like psychology.
Yeah.
But like I've definitely met some women where I was like, oh yeah, nah, you're crazy. Like you gonna get me in trouble. I can't do that.
Hey, that's crazy because most men wouldn't call it like that. They'd just be like, oh, that's you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't flee like that, bro.
Nah,
that's what
I'd
I'm
be
saying.
running.
That's why I was like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Most men wouldn't
I was
flee.
running the other day.
Cause like what? That's actually tough for you to be like, because most men wouldn't flee from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would just let it happen. You feel me?
Yeah, like.
But that's what I'm saying. It takes a strong man to beat lust, bro. I'm telling you. My fault. Just to be. Just say no. Like even in the like when you're about to do it too, to say no is actually tough, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Like. That's actually fire, bro. That's crazy.
What time is it? Got like
What?
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, we could keep talking. I don't mind.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, for sure. One thing, because I did ask you this before, but I just about like relationships, having a relationship with people that don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was talking about this before. We had a little technical difficulties,
Yeah.
but excuse me, because I told you my story about my friend, and then but like I just want to know, like, what's like, how could it work? And can it work and is it okay or is it bad? Like, let me know. I want to know.
I think so. Like I said, the walk with Christ, right? Like you're reflecting, you're reflecting Christ always, pretty much, right? And this is what your life is about,
Yeah.
right? So someone that doesn't have that, like they don't understand it, right? And they witness it. So it's good that they witness it, but it's very hard to be in a relationship because a relationship again requires that 100%
Yeah.
honesty, communication, right? I see you, you see me type of deal, right? And again, that's like a uniquely Christian idea, right? Like a unique Christian idea, marriage not necessarily being for your happiness,
Yeah.
right? It's for your growth. It's for I'm presenting you beautiful, right, to God. And you're presenting me beautiful to God, right? Like that's the idea of a marriage in the Bible, right? It's supposed to reflect what God's relationship to humanity is. That's what husband and wife are to reflect. So there are some days, right, where you're God in the instance and your wife is humanity, right? And you have to love her like God loves humanity, right? And there are some days your wife is like God, right? And you're like humanity.
Yeah.
And as the husband, you have to go to her, right, in honesty and humility, right? And admit your brokenness, all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And she has to love you like God loves you or loves humanity, right? And that's how it's supposed to work. So again, that's a uniquely Christian thing. And when you try and take that and do that with someone that doesn't view marriage that way, right? For example, if you don't believe in God, right? You don't view God as the third person in your marriage, right?
Yeah.
Like a Christian would. So it's just you and your partner. All right. Well, who makes the final say on a decision, right? That is very tough, right?
Yeah.
That you want to do something, you want to do this, the other person wants to do that, right? Who gets the final say? Like what determines that, right? Christianity has the answer, right? The answer is the husband, right? Because the husband is the head,
Yeah.
right? And the husband is being led by God. So the idea is that the wife submits to the husband, right? While she submits to the husband, she's also submitting to God because God is leading the man into the right direction. The wife is to trust her man and trust that his relationship with God is strong and they're being led in the right direction. And then the man is supposed to trust God that he's leading them into the right direction, right? And the man is to submit himself to God and then die for his wife as if Jesus would, right? So that creates a balance of humility on both sides, right? A balance of love on both sides, and there's no power struggle, right? But if you don't have that, right, then it's my say versus your say, right? Whatever we think is best, and my best is different from your best, right? And maybe there's this disagreement, and then we just can't come together because of that. So you just avoid it, right? So boom, that's an avoiding problem,
Yeah.
right? And then there's just multiple things that kind of build up where it's just an avoiding problem because we can't come to terms on a decision, right? And that there's like that's like cracks in a glass. You can only have so much before it shatters, right? So being in a relationship with someone that isn't Christian, like if you're talking serious, we're talking marriage, right? Like a Christian can lead a non-Christian into a Christian, marriage
Yeah.
or a Christian life. Like for example, Lee Strobel, right? He became a Christian because his wife became a Christian, and he was trying to disprove Christianity, right?
That's crazy.
But
So is he? Because there's a thing where it's like you only join Christianity just to be with the person you love, but you really don't believe in it. Does he believe in it?
no, like he became a Christian because of the evidence of Christianity.
Okay.
He was trying to disprove
That's fire.
Christianity, and he was studying it, and he's talking to the top guys about it, and then, like, because of the overwhelming evidence for God and Christianity, he was like, well, like it has to be true.
That's
And
actually
then he had to face, okay, well, why do I want to believe this?
Yeah.
And he had to face God pretty much, and that's what happened. So.
Wow.
Yeah, like he didn't become a Christian because of his wife.
Okay.
Right? He became a Christian because he was forced to face God because of his Christian wife.
Okay.
And if you're in a situation like that, like I think the Bible says that, if your husband isn't a follower or something like that, you can lead him into it, or you can lead your family into glory. There's something like that in the Bible.
Yeah.
With Paul, I think Paul says, he talks on it, but like pretty much it's very hard because you would have to ask the person that you're with, right? If you're a Christian, and you would have to ask your non-Christian partner to be open and honest in a way that they simply just can't, because their life is not set up the way yours is, right? Like you have all your value, you have all your everything wrapped up in God, right? So again, you can go to your lowest point. You can admit when you're wrong. You can admit, these certain things, whereas other people can't really do that because their value is in themselves, right, or other things. So, if my value is on myself, then I can't think of myself low. Because if I think of myself low, right, then I must have a low value, and like that's what my whole life is, right? So they mentally, just can't admit that they hate God because of this, or they don't like the idea of a God, or they don't, all this kind of stuff. They can't come to the realization of why they don't believe there's a God, or why whatever, right? And because like you ask, like if you ask these questions, like you're met with maybe ridicule, right? Oh, because I can't believe in a God that
Oh yeah.
that unalives babies,
Yeah,
or I can't believe in a
right.
God that floods the earth, but they're not giving you any evidence for their belief in a non-God, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not telling you, oh well, because science, blah 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 blah, whatever. They're saying, well, no, I just can't believe in a God that would do this, or I can't believe in a God that would do that, and because look at the church, look at this, like, or look at what this pastor did to this person, or look at all the Christians, and they talk so much about these other things regarding what you believe, but they're not talking too much about what they believe because they can't admit that, one, they have no evidence for their belief, right? But then two, that if God is real, they can't face him, right? And it could be because, again, that shame thing that we talked about in Genesis, where it's like, when you realize who you are, when you realize you're a human, right? Once you're faced with God, like you hide, right? You have to hide because your humanity can't take it.
Yeah.
And that might be just what it is. And that's why it's very hard, because what you would have to do is, you live your life this way, they live their life this way. There are just certain things that you just can't connect on, right? Because you think that time will end, and everybody has value according to what they make their own value to, and there are people that has more value than others, and all this kind of stuff, right? But I believe that everybody has inherent value from God, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to treat people differently maybe than you would treat people, right? I will view people differently, right? I will view our relationship differently. I genuinely think that two strong Christians, right, that are together, one of them can cheat. And if they really believe the gospel, if they really understand, right, what Christian marriage is supposed to do, they will stay together and work through it, right? And whoever cheated would be the humanity in the scenario, and then the person who didn't cheat, right, or the person who's experienced it, they would be, God in the scenario. And that's how it would operate for them both to grow, right? Because the person who cheated would then, one, learn to adore their partner, be lust, all this kind of stuff, right? But then they would have experienced a love that no matter how far gone I am, you still love me, right? And then the other person would love even though it's causing them pain, right? So there would be a sacrifice in both ways, and that's genuine love. Like that's the love that God is trying to get at in the Bible. But that's Christian, right? You can't do that with a Christian and a non-Christian because, like, they're not gonna think that way, right? Like, if a non-Christian cheats on their Christian partner, right? They won't think, oh, this person stays with me, they really love me, and no one's ever loved me to the point where no matter what I did, like how low I got, they still love me, still want to be with me, and it changes them, right? It may become like oh, well, I'm just going to do it again, and they'll continue on, right? But the Christian that's cheating on their partner, right? They have a person, God, who will condemn them for that, right? And the Holy Spirit will convict them and then gives them the feeling of guilt and shame and all this kind of stuff. And they'll grow from it. But a non-Christian, like, they just don't have that, right? So they may continue to do it. Or if a Christian, right, cheats on their non-Christian partner, non-Christian partner is not going to think, I still need to love this person. They're human. We can work, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're just going to be like, oh, they're just going to make it all about themselves, right? Oh, you don't love me. Obviously, this person's better than me. And it's going to be me, 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 me. And that will end the relationship, right? Like, real love is, death of pride, right? But pride destroys real love, right? And that's the idea of it. And again, like, a Christian, non-Christian, like, that just can't work. Because of the mindset or the ideas of love and all this kind of stuff. There's fundamental things that you just don't agree on, and you won't handle the situations, a certain way, pretty much. But yeah.
But okay, be honest. Would you? Be honest. Would you? If your wife cheats on you, would you divorce her or not?
So, I mean, funny thing, right? Like, Jesus said that, Moses only gave the certificate of divorce because the people at that time, their hearts were hardened, right? So, like, that gets to the idea that, like, there's supposed to be no divorce, right?
Yeah.
So, like, literally, like, you're supposed to be a human, and, the human that you're with is supposed to allow you to be human and work with you and grow. Like, that's a very, like, it's hard. It's a hard, like, that's probably, like, the ultimate put in the fire molding right there. Like, being able to love your partner through something like that where they've betrayed you, blah, blah, blah. But that's why the story of God is so powerful, because when in the book of Hosea, right, Hosea the prophet, God told Hosea the prophet to marry this prostitute, and then they have children, right? But they're not his children. The prostitute having, affairs with other men. And then Hosea then has to raise these children that aren't his, right? And then eventually she goes out and she goes into, like, this market where people are going to sell her and, for her sex or whatever. And then Hosea goes down to the market and he buys her back, right? And then brings her back in the house, like, hey, you're my wife, and all this kind of stuff. And he's forced to, love her and be with her because God said so. And then she eventually, because of him buying her back and bringing her back in the house and all this kind of stuff, she eventually ends up loving him and then becomes, like, a faithful, woman because of it, if I remember the story correctly. And then God at the end of the story tells Hosea, yeah, that's me, right? Like, Hosea, I'm you in this situation, and Israel is this woman, right, constantly cheating on me, and I'm always bringing them back, and I'm going to buy them back, right? I'm going to redeem them. That's kind of like the word redeemer, used in multiple senses, right? Obviously, that points to Jesus, but that's literally what it is, right? So you getting cheated on, right, and loving your partner, like, that's the core of what God is feeling. That's the core of what he's feeling when he sees humanity going off and doing their own thing and, hurting each other, lying to each other, all this kind of stuff. Like, they are they are abandoning, they are, cheating on God pretty much by sinning. And, like, that's hard because obviously we're not God, and that's something that, like, that's like only like a super Christian, I feel like, would be able to do that, because that's, like, again, that's getting at the core of what Christianity is. But, like,
that's
that person Christian though. If someone does that, like, like,
that's insane.
But
because, like, it's, use that as an example of how, like, we sin against God. You know what I'm saying? And, like, we're like, that's crazy because it's like you married, in, like, I assume the only way you can divorce someone is probably, like, lying. I mean, not lying. I mean, and I'm sleeping with somebody.
Adultery, yeah.
I feel like, but like, I don't know, because, some people do divorce off of differences or stuff like that. But I feel like most, probably people divorce. Well, I feel like the thing that would make someone divorce like a lot, like way 100% more is like sleeping with someone.
Yeah.
And then like to be able to be like, oh nah, like I'm gonna, cause you know what I'm saying, like
like you're my wife,
that's
and
what I'm
we're
saying.
gonna work through this, right? Like it again very hard, and like people divorce because of human differences and all this kind of stuff. But like that's the ultimate. I'm gonna sacrifice my pride. I'm gonna sacrifice my emotions. I'm gonna sacrifice all this kind of stuff to love you, and then the other person that then feels that like they will feel a love that's so great that they will do nothing but like change from it.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other person will then sacrifice their shame, sacrifice their guilt, sacrifice their sin to love that person. And that is the dynamic of humanity and God, right? Which is why it's so strong, which is why that's the strongest.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why a Christian and non-Christian can't be together, because if we get to the lowest, like if we get to like the core, of Christianity, like that system just wouldn't work, right? But a Christian has a higher chance of completing something like that and really understanding like the mind of God. But yeah.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. Like God's love is unconditional, and
Yeah.
it's perfect, bro. Because it's kind of like it's just, I'm just mind blown by what you said. Because it's like, we do that. Like we're low key married to God, and we
Cheat
we
on.
do we cheat on him, or like we do things that requires what some people would divorce or leave someone for. You know what I'm saying? But no, God's like, nah, I'm gonna keep loving you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what.
Yeah.
And low key, like I see what you're talking about, because I feel like if someone was to, like, for example, if I was married and my wife is cheating on me, or vice versa, and somehow like you know what I'm saying, she's telling me like, no, like I love you, I love you a lot, like I'm not gonna leave you. Like obviously she would state like, obviously stop cheating on me, but it's like, no, I won't leave you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I love you a lot. And I feel like that would be like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Like
want it.
you would feel
That's what I'm
so
saying.
bad.
You would
like,
that's
you
what
would
I'm
feel
saying.
terrible. Like the person that loves, like literally loves me the most. Like
Yeah.
I've done the worst thing I could possibly do to them, and like you would feel absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Because like, man, like what did I just do? And you would feel so shameful. You would feel so guilty.
Yeah.
But you would feel so loved because they want to stick by your
They
side.
stick by your side. Yeah.
And again, like I said, it will change you. Like it will literally change you.
would.
Like that is the gospel story. Like that's the whole purpose of Jesus dying on the cross. All this kind of stuff, because his love changes you, because no matter how terrible you've been to him, he still loves you and sacrifices himself for you. But then you take that in marriage context, right? This person sacrifices their pride, their feelings or emotions, so that they can love you, right? Yeah, like it's a whole, like that's, yeah.
God's good, bro.
I think we definitely gotta start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah, for sure. That's
That was
crazy,
good though. It was a good talk.
For sure, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, like that. That's gonna have me. I'm gonna drive back home and with while I'm playing music. I'm gonna play cause like right now it's late, so I'm gonna play like some low key stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about that, cause that's like, it's just something that you don't think about. Like you have to like that's something you have to dig deep.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that was deep, cause it's like, bro, like you use the same concept as marriage, and like I feel like with marriage it's like it goes deep. You know what I'm saying? I think in the Bible says you're one when you marry someone. And like think about it as your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Or like just a relationship in general. It's like, bro, you mess up a relationship and that person's still telling you like, oh yeah, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
That's a crazy feeling. Like that's that with me. I'm finna steal that from you. I'm gonna use it for everybody. I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead. Free game.
Oh.
Well, I mean that's the end of, gotta be the end of this. So we gotta wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good talk though.
No, for sure. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, for sure. No,
this
was
like
great.
my first podcast, and like this is fire, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's number 2. Hopefully I'm able to make more.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
All right, cool. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. And that's the end, yeah.
Yeah.